Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel again. Thanks for coming back, even if I'm barely posting anything. I know this place is a mess, the light is not ideal. I'm not a big fan of my setup right now, but bear with me. My office currently is a freaking mess, and today's my last day with the Fuji GFX100s. And I wanted to talk about it, and I didn't have the time to clean my office, so let's get to it. So I received this camera about a week ago, and I have to bring it back tomorrow. I didn't get to play with it as much as I would have liked to. The weather the whole week was gray and flat and not all that inspiring, and I had to work, which is obviously what happens when you have a career and you have to pay stuff. Then I went to Montreal. I was thinking like I'm gonna go see that person because he's a good model. It was so cool that we didn't really want to hang out outside, so we hung out inside. I took like 4 photos of him, and Montreal in wintertime is ugly. It's just gray, mud, black, brown, all the leaves are dead. There was no one in the street. It's been so cold. It's just been horrible. Nonetheless, it was fun. It was fun to try it out. It was a camera that I was like lusting over because it's a medium format. Let's face it, it's a medium format. It's amazing, like big chunky sensor, and 100 megapixel in medium format is let me tell you, the amount of detail is unreal. And yeah, I kind of wanted that because I love shooting nature. I love shooting landscape. I love shooting streets, and where there's actually a lot of details. And this camera really produced photos that I was enamored with. And even given the poor circumstances, it really felt like there's something going on. There's something unique. There is a lot of texture. Even at 3200 ISO, I was surprised at how clean this camera is, and pair this big chunky detailed sensor with Fuji colors, and you just have a receipt for something just marvelously beautiful. And you're probably not going to be able to see it on the screen because the details are there, but like when you zoom in, you can go in the eyes of someone. You have so much skin details, and it's not overly sharp. That's one other thing. The GFX had a very film-like roll-off. The color was so rich yet so subtle, and once you put them in Lightroom or Capture One and you start playing with them, the color just pop. I think I could end this review right there, and you think that I was going to get one right away. The truth is, although saying all those good things about this camera, like this camera is amazing. I honestly don't see myself going into that direction. For somebody who mainly does video, this camera doesn't really warrant it. I've just printed a couple photos with my X-T3. I printed a 16 by 24, and I'm barely scratching the surface of the resolution of the X-T3. To be honest, I don't think I will ever need more than that. And the way I see it, I could buy a lot of X-T3 with a lot of lenses for those X-T3 for the price of the body of the GFX alone. While we're talking about lenses, the lenses on the X-T3 are so tiny but yet so fast, so quick, whereas this fat boy here, it's so big, it's so chunky, and it's so expensive. I think this lens alone is like $3,000, whereas my whole X-T3 kit here is not even $2,000. The X-T3 gives me 90% of what I can achieve with the GFX for like a tenth of the price. Don't quote me on that, I'm not sure, but this is a camera that I won't be afraid to carry around. This is a camera that I can just throw in my bag, not really care about it being banged up. And I'll also touch on the subject of video. I did some tests with this camera, a really quick test, and video wise, this camera is not really good, to be honest. I don't like the lenses for video. Those lenses they're focused by a wire. So when you pull focus, there's a delay between you turning the ring and the focus happening. And then if I wanted to have like something decent for video with that, I'd have to go towards a medium format lens, have an adapter between the body and the lens. Also, one of the things that really didn't impress me was the jello effect. This camera has so much jello effect. You cannot really film handheld with this camera, and this is 90% of how I film. I'm always on a shoulder rig, I'm always handheld. I really am on a tripod, and this camera is a camera that is not really going to give you a good result handheld. It's not something that you want to use with a lot of movement. It's not something you want to use in a fast-paced environment. So for me, this camera is just not for me. It's a beautifully amazing piece of gear that I just will never really enjoy thoroughly, just because of the way I shoot, just because of the things I like to shoot, and also just because of the price point. Let's be honest. If this camera was $2,000 and the lens is worth $300, I'd be, yes, okay, I'm gonna get it. But this camera is like $10,000 and every lens is $3,000. Really not in my price point. I think before that I'll buy a bunch of gear for video, or I'll buy a bunch of modification for my car, or I'll put that on a down payment on a house, or there's so many things that I can do with that money that to me just doesn't make sense to spend it on such a camera. I don't really want to do like a full-fledged review of this camera. I just want to give my impression. I'm sure you can go on like whoever this camera review better than me, and you're gonna find a lot of specs, a lot more opinion. But that was my opinion as somebody who is mainly 80% video, 20% photo. So yeah, that's it. That's my thought on the GFX 100s. I hope you enjoyed my review, overview, thought, opinion, whatever you want to call it. If you liked it, leave a thumbs up. If you didn't, well, do like everybody on internet and leave a bad comment, because that's exactly what the internet is for, being a mean person and putting all your toxicity outside on people like me who do those things. If you liked it, honestly, give a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, go and leave a comment. I'm really anxious about putting those videos out. It's something I want to do more of. If you have any comment, opinion, question, leave them in the comment section below. I'm gonna log off because I'm just rambling now. Bye-bye. Have a nice day. I love you. Give me your opinion on the GFX 100s if you've tried it. I hope you're not falling on the same conclusion that I do, because it's an amazing camera. It's just not for me. I hope it's for you, and I hope if that whatever. Bye. Ciao.